Is Leclerc really excited about Hamilton's arrival, or is there something else behind it? It seems that the story is not that simple. Before I tell you, tell me in the comments. Do you think this duo will make Ferrari champions? Because what is happening within the team could change everything. Leclerc does not hide his enthusiasm for Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari. In his own words, Lewis' arrival at the team was a great boost and great in many areas. Beyond what may seem like a standard positive statement, these words reflect a profound change within the Scuderia. Hamilton's presence is not just an addition of talent, but a transformation in the way the team works and projects itself towards the future. Since Ferrari announced his signing, there has been much debate about what this arrival really means. Is it just about Hamilton's experience in the fight for championships, or is there something else behind his incorporation? Hamilton's impact within the team has been reflected in three key areas: team mentality, strategic knowledge, and technical development. The mentality within a Formula One team is a determining factor for success. The pressure Ferrari faces every season is enormous, and in recent years instability has been a constant. Since the arrival of Fred Vasseur, work has been done to reinforce internal cohesion, but the addition of Hamilton takes this evolution to a completely different level. His track record at Mercedes backs him up. He has been part of a team that dominated the category for almost a decade, and his ability to stay calm under pressure is one of his greatest strengths. This not only benefits his own performance, but helps generate a more stable environment for the entire team. Leclerc has pointed out that Hamilton's presence has already reduced some of the media pressure that falls on him. For years, the Monegasque driver has been considered Ferrari's great hope, but without a car that matches his abilities, his seasons have been marked by frustration. With Hamilton's arrival, attention is more evenly distributed, allowing Leclerc to focus more on his performance without the added burden of being the team's only visible leader. In terms of strategic insight, Hamilton brings a perspective that Ferrari has lacked in recent years. His experience in the fight for championships allows him to analyze each race with a long-term view, understanding how to manage tires, when to take risks, and how to maximize every opportunity on track. This level of focus and strategic discipline is something Ferrari has desperately needed, especially considering the strategy mistakes that have compromised his past seasons. Hamilton has also shown that his ability to adapt is immediate. During testing at Fiorano, his detailed analysis of the SF25 and his technical feedback have been instrumental for Ferrari's engineers. Since his arrival, he has focused on setting up the car, how it behaves in different conditions, and finding the best solutions to improve its performance. His attention to detail is one of the reasons he has managed to remain competitive over the years, and now Ferrari directly benefits from this meticulous mindset. One of the keys to his influence on technical development has been his knowledge of setups that maximize aerodynamic performance. During his time at Mercedes, Hamilton worked with some of the best engineers in the sport, and now Ferrari can draw on this knowledge. His experience in managing tire degradation and fine-tuning the balance of the car during a race can make all the difference in the season. His impact is not limited to the performance of the car alone, but also to the way the team is run. Ferrari deputy team principal and former Mercedes member Jerome D'Ambrosio highlighted that on his first day at Maranello, Hamilton shook hands with more than 1,500 people. This gesture is not just symbolic, but reflects his commitment to the team and his ability to quickly integrate into a completely new environment. The change that Hamilton's arrival represents is not only sporting, but also cultural. Ferrari has historically been a team with a very strong identity, where the adaptation of new drivers has been a challenge in some cases. Hamilton has understood from the first moment that to be part of Ferrari it is not enough to drive well, but it is necessary to get involved in the team's culture. That is why he has been working on learning Italian and on strengthening ties with the members of the team. This approach goes beyond a simple integration strategy. A Formula One team works optimally when all its members work in harmony. Communication between drivers and engineers is essential for the development of the car, and Hamilton knows that the more fluid this communication is, the better the results on the track. Leclerc's enthusiasm is not only due to the possibility of learning from a multiple world champion, but also the feeling that he now has a teammate who provides stability and confidence. For Ferrari, Hamilton's arrival means much more than adding a driver with 7 titles under his belt. It is the beginning of a new era in which mentality, strategy, and technical evolution will be the fundamental pillars in the search for the championship. From day one at Ferrari, Hamilton has shown that his integration into the team is a priority. Beyond adapting to a new car, a new environment, and a new work structure, the British driver has understood that Ferrari is more than a Formula One team. It is an institution with a deeply rooted history, identity, and culture. One of the first steps he has taken has been to familiarize himself with the language. Over the years, Ferrari has been a team in which internal communication plays a fundamental role, and although English is the technical language within Formula One, Italian remains an essential part of daily life at Maranello. Since his arrival, Hamilton has actively worked to learn and use the language in his interaction with team members. This effort not only facilitates communication with engineers and mechanics, but also reinforces the sense of belonging within the Ferrari structure. Beyond the language, his attitude from the first day has been key in this adaptation process. On his arrival at the Maranello factory, he did not limit himself to meeting his technical team and trying on the car's seat, but he also toured the facilities and personally greeted each of the workers. Jerome D'Ambrosio, deputy team director, highlighted that Hamilton shook hands with more than 1,500 people on his first day. This gesture, beyond the symbolic, demonstrates his intention to integrate into all levels of the team and his interest in connecting with each person who contributes to the team's success. The integration of a driver into a team does not only occur at the technical level. The relationship with his teammate is another of the determining factors in the internal dynamics of a team, and Hamilton has actively worked to build a solid relationship with Leclerc. In the past, Ferrari has experienced tensions between its drivers that have ended up affecting their performance on the track. In this new stage, the priority seems to be collaboration and mutual respect. Since the first meeting between Hamilton and Leclerc as teammates, both have shown an open attitude and willingness to share information. For Leclerc, the arrival of a 7-time world champion represents an opportunity for growth. For Hamilton, working with a young and ambitious driver means a new challenge in his career. These types of relationships can develop in two ways in Formula One: as a destructive internal rivalry or as a collaboration that pushes both drivers to improve. So far, all indications are that Ferrari is going for the second option. One aspect that has caught the eye is the way Hamilton and Leclerc have begun to build their relationship off the track. In Formula One, the dynamic between teammates is not limited to what happens during test sessions and races. Mutual trust and the ability to work together on common strategies is also strengthened on a personal level. Hamilton and Leclerc have been seen sharing moments off the track, and even details such as chess games in which the two have participated have emerged. Although it may seem a minor detail, these types of interactions can make the difference when it comes to making strategic decisions at key moments of a season. From a technical point of view, Hamilton has not only come to Ferrari with the intention of adapting to the car, but also with the purpose of contributing his experience in the development of the car. His career at Mercedes has allowed him to work with some of the best engineers in the category and to fully understand the importance of teamwork in the evolution of a car throughout the season. In his first tests with Ferrari, his feedback has been immediate, and his meticulous approach has been well received by the technical team. One area where his presence has already had an impact is in the setup and tuning of the SF25. Hamilton is known for his ability to quickly adapt to different driving styles and his ability to identify areas for improvement in the car's behavior. His experience in managing tire degradation and his knowledge of optimizing aerodynamic performance have been key elements in his career, and now Ferrari has access to this information firsthand. Teamwork within a team is not limited to the relationship between drivers and engineers, but extends to every area of the team. The mindset Hamilton has brought to Ferrari is based on the importance of cohesion and trust within the structure. His ability to maintain a positive, performance-focused environment has been one of his strengths in the past, and at Ferrari this can make a significant difference. In a team with as much history and expectations as Ferrari, pressure is a constant. However, how this pressure is managed can make the difference between success and failure. Hamilton has shown throughout his career that he is capable of facing high-pressure situations with a strong, results-focused mentality. His arrival not only reinforces performance on the track, but also introduces a new way of facing challenges within the team. Ferrari has opted for a driver who not only has the ability to fight for titles, but also understands the importance of team culture and a winning mentality. His integration into the team goes beyond a simple adaptation to a new car. It is a transformation in the way Ferrari works, communicates and approaches each race. With Hamilton in the team, the Scuderia not only adds a driver with 7 world titles, but also incorporates a mentality that can mark the beginning of a new stage in its history. Ferrari has been searching for the formula that will allow it to return to the top of Formula One for over a decade. Over the years, it has experimented with different approaches, tried different drivers and made structural changes within the team, but the result has always been the same: inconsistent performance that has prevented them from realistically challenging for the championship. With Hamilton's arrival, the big question arises: is this the key that will finally allow Ferrari to regain its status as a dominant team? To answer this, it is necessary to analyze what has separated Ferrari from the teams that have achieved success in the modern era of Formula One. Recent history shows that the teams that have managed to establish periods of dominance have had three fundamental elements: a driver lineup that complements each other, a cohesive internal structure, and constant technical development that allows them to evolve throughout the season. One of the factors that has defined success in the champion teams has been the dynamic between their drivers. During the Mercedes years of dominance, Hamilton and Rosberg proved that a highly competitive driver pairing could lead a team to success, albeit at a high internal cost. At Red Bull, the hierarchy between Verstappen and Perez has been clear, allowing the team to focus its efforts on a single driver without internal conflict. During Ferrari's Schumacher era, the team established a structure in which Barrichello worked around the German's success, which contributed to the team's hegemony in the early 2000s. The combination of Hamilton and Leclerc poses a different configuration to those mentioned. It is not a relationship of strict hierarchy or a destructive competition between two drivers with the same level of ambition. Ferrari has the opportunity to develop a model in which Hamilton's seniority and experience complement Leclerc's talent and natural speed. If the team can manage this relationship effectively, it could find a similar dynamic to that of Alonso and Hamilton at McLaren in 2007, but with a more stable team structure that prevents internal rivalry from becoming an issue. Beyond the relationship between the drivers, Ferrari needs to resolve the structural deficiencies that have limited its performance in recent years. Despite having developed competitive cars in recent seasons, the team has failed in making strategic decisions in the race, in managing tires, and in the evolution of the car throughout the season. Hamilton's arrival not only means having a driver who knows how to win races, but also someone who has been part of a team that has perfected decision-making under pressure. His influence on Ferrari's structure can be key to improving these aspects and avoiding errors that, in the past, have cost victories and championship opportunities. Another crucial point is the technical development of the car. In recent years, Ferrari has shown a recurring pattern. It starts the season with a competitive car, but as the year progresses, its evolution is not effective enough to stay in the fight against teams like Red Bull and Mercedes. Hamilton's experience in working with engineers and identifying areas for improvement in the car can make a significant difference in this regard. During his time at Mercedes, he was instrumental in the evolution of the cars, providing detailed information on the car's behavior and ensuring the team made the right decisions regarding development. Hamilton's arrival also introduces a new level of demand within the team. In recent years, Ferrari has been a team that has shown moments of brilliance, but without the consistency needed to maintain an optimal level of performance throughout the entire season. With a driver who has won multiple championships and who is used to operating under the highest standards, the culture within the team may experience a change in the way details are approached and the challenges of each race are managed. One of the biggest obstacles Ferrari has faced in its quest to return to the top has been its inability to maintain a winning mentality throughout a full season. Historically, dominant teams have managed to maintain a constant focus on continuous improvement, without significant distractions or setbacks. Hamilton's mentality may be a key factor in this regard. His focus on discipline, preparation, and perfect execution of every detail is something Ferrari needs to adopt if it wants to compete with the teams that have set the standard in Formula One in recent years. Another aspect to consider is how Hamilton's arrival impacts the dynamic between Ferrari and the FIA. Over the years, teams such as Mercedes and Red Bull have managed their relationships with the category's management to influence regulatory decisions and ensure that their interests are considered in decision-making. Hamilton's experience in this area can be an additional factor that helps Ferrari position itself better in the discussions that will define the future of Formula One. Finally, Ferrari's success will not depend solely on Hamilton's arrival, but on the team's ability to take advantage of all the elements it now has at its disposal. Having two top-level drivers with a technical structure capable of developing a competitive car and with a management focused on continuous improvement are factors that can make the difference in the fight for the championship. If Ferrari can effectively integrate these elements, Hamilton's arrival could be the missing piece to turn the Scuderia into a genuine title contender. The key will be in the team's ability to learn from its past mistakes, adapt to the new dynamic with Hamilton and Leclerc, and execute a season in which consistency and strategic decision-making are the main priorities. This is the moment in which Ferrari must show that it has learned from its recent experiences and is ready to compete at the highest level. The combination of talent, experience, and winning mentality that it now has at its disposal represents a unique opportunity to return to the top of Formula One. If the team can manage this transition effectively, the coming season could be the one that marks the beginning of a new era for Ferrari. Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari marks a turning point for the team. After years of failed attempts to regain their place at the top of Formula One, the combination of their experience with Leclerc's talent represents the best chance the team has had in a long time to realistically challenge for a championship. The impact of this change goes far beyond the driver lineup. It is a transformation in the team's mentality, its strategic approach, and the way Ferrari manages pressure on and off the track. With a 7-time world champion in its ranks, the demands are increased at every level, and that may be exactly what Ferrari needed to take the next step. In recent years, the team has shown that it is capable of developing competitive cars, but a lack of consistency in decision-making and race management has prevented them from converting that performance into solid results over the course of a full season. Now, with the arrival of Hamilton, Ferrari has at its disposal a driver who not only knows how to win races, but also understands how to build a championship season from the first to the last Grand Prix. One of the biggest challenges will be the coexistence between Hamilton and Leclerc. In Formula One history, the best partnerships have been those in which internal rivalry has served as a tool to raise the level of both drivers without fracturing the structure of the team. Ferrari has the opportunity to manage this relationship in a way that both can benefit from each other and work together to take the team to the top. If they manage to balance this dynamic without falling into conflicts that harm their performance, this duo can become one of the strongest in the category. Ferrari's success in this new stage will not depend solely on what happens inside the car. The team needs to show that it has learned from its past mistakes, that it has improved its ability to react in the race, and that it can maintain constant technical development throughout the season. Hamilton's arrival represents an opportunity to establish a new mentality within the team, where excellence in all aspects becomes the norm and not the exception. The big question is whether Ferrari can capitalize on this moment. Formula One history has shown that having an elite driver does not guarantee success if the team is not able to offer him the right tools to compete. Red Bull and Mercedes have dominated in the modern era not only because of their drivers, but because of the solidity of their internal structures. Ferrari now has the chance to make that leap in quality, but it needs to prove that it is ready to sustain the pressure of a real fight for the championship. The next few seasons will be decisive. If Ferrari manages to integrate Hamilton effectively, take advantage of his knowledge and build a truly cohesive team, the fight for the championship will be a reality. However, if they repeat the mistakes of the past, the impact of his arrival could dilute over time and be seen as a wasted opportunity. The analysis of this new stage has only just begun, and the upcoming season will be crucial to understand whether Ferrari has finally found the key to returning to the top. Now the question remains open. Will this be the move that finally takes Ferrari to the championship, or will it become another chapter of frustration for the Scuderia? If you want to keep up to date with everything that will happen with Ferrari in this new era, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. In the next analysis, we will delve into another key topic for the future of Formula One. The story is not yet written, but everything indicates that Ferrari's path in the coming years will be one of the most interesting in the category.